Hi, this is Ruth Schmuff from Bedecked and Bedazzled. Today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful, fluffy, woven ribbon rose. We're going to start out basically with 3 needles. First needle is going to be threaded with pearl cotton or something similar. We're going to do the rose in pink, so we are going to start by anchoring our pearl cotton anywhere in the space. You can use a pinhead stitch, an L securing stitch, a knot on the back, whatever. Just make sure it's good and secure. You're then going to make an eyelet. So your stitches are going to come up on the outside edge of the painted circle and down in the center. You want to make an uneven number of spokes. Doesn't matter what it is, 5, 7, 9, 11, just so long as it's an odd number. Ideally, they should be relatively evenly spaced, but even that isn't going to matter too much. So let's put these in, and then we're going to thread a needle with ribbon. Now, for the purpose of this particular rose, we're going to use 2 different sizes of ribbon just because it amuses me. We're going to use 3.5 millimeter and 7 millimeter in matching colors. All right, we have 6 spokes in. Seven. 8. And 9. So an uneven number of spokes. They all come up on the outside of the shape and they all go down in the middle. At this point, you want to securely anchor this pearl cotton, and you really want to make sure it's secure, that it can't go anywhere. So I'm going to do an L securing stitch and another one, just because. At this point, once this is secure, you can cut this off. So as I said, we're going to have 2 needles, one threaded with 3.5 millimeter ribbon and one threaded with 7 millimeter ribbon. And just as a quick recap, when I thread my needle with ribbon, I thread it just like normal. I then pierce the end of the ribbon about 1 inch and then pull on the long tail. That will snug the knot up against the needle. I'm going to tie a knot at the opposite end. So that was 7 millimeter ribbon. I've already done that with the 3.5 millimeter ribbon. Bring this up close to the center. Not in the same, hole that we used for everything else, but just relatively close to the center. And now all you're going to do is weave over and under. Over a spoke, under a spoke, over a spoke, under a spoke. Round and around we go. Don't worry about what the ribbon does. Because you have an uneven number of spokes as you go around, with each row going around, you will cover alternating spokes. As you work, squish your stitches to the center. We don't really want to see the pearl cotton. That's just there so that this all works. So keep going around and around and around. My idea is that I want the center to be lower than the outside edges. So I'm going to go around with the 3.5 millimeter and then pick up and go around with the 7 millimeter. So I'm going to keep going through the magic of video, splice it together so you don't have to watch me do this. Once we've gone around and we've covered however much of the center we want, you want to end this ribbon off. So we're going to make sure that we go over, because that's next, sink our ribbon, and secure it on the back. I'm just temporarily securing it. Don't worry about that for now. Now we're going to pick up with a larger ribbon. We want to continue the circle going around in the same direction we were going before and following the pattern that we set up before. So I want to come up, not in the same hole that we went down in, but very near it. Now I have 7 millimeter ribbon. So we had gone over this spoke. We're going to go under the next one. You want to continue the pattern. Again, don't worry about what the ribbon does. Let it do its thing. The more you let it do its thing, the more rose-like it will look. You want to squish it toward the center, but not a lot, meaning you want to cover the pearl cotton spokes, but you still want fluff. We're working with ribbon for a reason. And the reason is we want fluff. All of this is done on the top of the canvas. We just keep going round and round. And as you're doing it, it starts to look more and more like a rose. So once you've gone round and round and round and round again, you're going to go as far as you can go, and then you're going to go a couple more rows because you want all of those spokes to be covered. Now you can see in this case, I've got good coverage here, I've got good coverage there, but here's a large area of nothingness, and here's an area of nothingness. There's a couple ways we can handle that. One way, when we've got these little spots, is just to thread up with some more ribbon. Size doesn't really matter. And do some nice straight stitches. Allow them to overlap because we're kind of mimicking what we've created with the weaving. So this is a little bit like a bit of an outline stitch, but that looks just like the rest of it. And in this case, it's just 3.5 millimeter ribbon. So you can use this to fill in, and the center you can see, because it is a smaller ribbon, is lower, which I think adds kind of an interesting little effect there. You could also put beads in the center of this if you wanted. Now, when we get over here where we've got a longer run, here we can actually start weaving again. But remember, if you went over the spoke before, we're going to go under it this time. So the last time we went over this spoke. So now we're going to go under. And as I do this, I'm going to change this. The 3.5 millimeter was fine for little patches, but we're going to be happier if this is 7 millimeter on the edge. So I've got 7 millimeter in my needle. We're going to come up and continue the pattern. So we had gone over before, we're going to go under. Over, under. And of course, while you're doing this, you know, part of the fun of it, that was said sarcastically, is making sure you don't stab anything nearby. and mess up all the work you've done. So over this one, under this one. Now at this point, we're in an area where it's well covered. So we're going to sink our needle. Because if we don't sink our needle, we're just going to undo everything we've already done. Now we have to start at the beginning again, since we're basically going here to here, there to there again, is how we're going to fill this gap that's on the right-hand side. So underneath your canvas, just jump on over to this side again. We can see that we were underneath of that spoke before, so now we're going to go over. Under, over, under, and over and sink. Because it's just this one side that we have to build out. And with any luck, this last row will fill in all of the pink that we need to cover. And each time when I'm ending it off up here, I'm ending it at a slightly different spot so that it makes it look more like petals. I'm going to jump back over here, again into a different spot, and now all we have to do is 1 or 2 long stitches, and we should be in really good shape. There you have it. So this is a woven ribbon rose. It makes a nice high focal point for your canvas, and I hope you have fun making them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a video, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.